Huh? Sir, good afternoon. Good evening.
हवा आया ठंडा इधर से।
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, okay. Hello, sir. Good evening. Professor Chaudhary, sir. Good evening, sir. Uh, Jurel, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, sir, for joining with us.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
We are just waiting for Dr. Mishra, sir. Shatpati, sir, will not be able to join due to some academic activities. So, Dr. Mishra, sir, will join within a minute. And after that, we will start, sir.
अरे ये इस पे आ रहा है, यही लाइव है।
मैं आ तो होंगी तो नहीं।
अभी नहीं हुआ है, स्टार्ट होगा तो। Good evening, Visjit.
Good evening, sir.
You are live, na? Okay.
Thanks for joining with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we will start just within a minute. Dr. Mishra sir told me that he will just join. Okay. Sir join करते ही हम शुरू कर देंगे. Thank you. Very good evening to all of you. On behalf of SIAD, as a chairman of SIAD, I would like to give all of you a special thanks and dhanyavad for joining with us in this very important webinar session. Mostly it's a roundtable panel discussion session. Unfortunately, Professor Shatpati sir will not be able to join today because some academic administrative activities. And also Kapil Dev Sharma sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rani Durgavati University, he will join within a minute. Just some technical issues, he will not be able to join, but he gave him his permission to start our session. So thank you. Before we going to start, I would like to once again uh, give a brief introduction about the SIAD. The SIAD is a institution, Government of India MSME certified institution, and we are mostly working on skill development, training, entrepreneurship development, and particularly for the employment of the students by approaching different skill-based training courses, programs in collaboration with the different government organizations, industry houses, and academic institutions too. So within a short span of time, we have started our institution since the last 2019 February, and within a short span of time, we have already worked in the international platforms and different international bodies. They are interested to associate with us, even UNESCO too. They are also associated with us for conducting science technology program, robotics program. Just we have finished this program yesterday. So anyway, and besides that, except these activities, Sunday we in each Sunday we are continuously doing event through the online mode, that is the through our digital learning platform, Knowledge Sunday event, and which Knowledge Sunday event is mostly focusing on the different issues related academic and research related academic issues on different topics, and several resource persons from not only from India but from the different parts of the world. They have also joined with us in this academic session and also delivered, shared their views and the different aspects, research and roundtable discussion related different topics on there. So today we are mostly focusing on the very important point, because just now we got the news that our new education policy has just released, and it's really a master stroke. And not only that, it's a really a paradigm. It's really helped to paradigm shift in the education system of the whole Indian scenario, and it will also help to open in a broader way the platform of both the national and international levels. So with that, today's discussion, first of all, I would like to thanks Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Ramesh Kumar Chaudhary Sir. He is the Vice Chancellor from APJ Shimla University. Thank you, sir, for joining with us. He is also a very good administrator and academician. I am trying to follow Sir lecture always whenever I got the opportunity. Also, I thanks to Professor JP Singh Jurel sir. He is the director of InflipNet in Gandhinagar. It's a department of MHRD, UGC. And also Dr. Amal Adhare sir. He is also the deputy secretary from our UGC Eastern Region section. And he is also joined with us in one academic program. And I am honored that you have also joined in this most important program today. And also, I'd like to thank our CEO of SIAT, Rahul Chakraborty. He is also joined today for this technical advisor team. So, before going to wasting any time, I would like to go for this is the three-way session. Number one for the round two roundtable discussion forum, and after that we will go for the discussion. And as we know that this is the YouTube, this program has basically directly live in our YouTube channel, Syed Maharshi News channel. So whatever the queries will come, I will directly ask to you, and also the participants had sent their queries already through our mail. So already mentioning the name of our resource persons. So I will forward to you. Okay, sir. So thank you. So with this, I would like to come to first our paradigm shift in education and research, the most important, the focal theme of that point. And I would like to request all the resource persons from Professor Ramesh Kumar sir. I want to start to deliver something within 10 minutes to discuss about the focal theme. And after that, I will come to request Dr. Professor JP Singh Jurel sir, and then Amol Adhare sir. And let the Mishra sir will join, then I will connect with you. Thank you. Over to you, sir. Professor Ramesh. Kumar, sir.
Yeah, good evening and thank you, Visjit Rai Chaudhary Sahab, Chairman SARD, Calcutta, and August gathering, Dr. Amol, Dr. JP Singh Sahab, and couple of Vice Chancellor is in the pipeline to join us. Thank you, Rahul, creating such a nice platform. And I was going through your new channel on the YouTube. Number of webinar and number of initiative you people have taken recently in COVID era. So thanks to all of you. And I will like to extend a warm greeting from AP Goel Shimla University, Shimla. It's a lovely weather here. And I feel you will also feel the cool breeze from the Shimla. I hope so. And a very nice topic has been taken, in March, end of the March, we have faced the lockdown because of the extraordinary circumstances created by the pandemic COVID-19. And as per the UNESCO report, more than 200 countries, educational institutions were shut down because of this COVID-19. I tell you the real experience. I will not go a kind of the things, the way we have handled, way we have faced, and the way I see the shift in Indian educational systems that I will like to share. Because the best part is that as a Vice Chancellor of the universities, you share the practical things which actually we have faced and my point of view. So it was the mid of the semester, March used to be a mid of the semester, and no one were prepared, and no one had anticipated basically the such things can happen. I tell you honestly, when 21st of the August, we completely shut down our campus. My understanding was also, I didn't able to visualize. I was thinking it is a matter of 1 week or a couple of weeks maximum. And and the things will be normal, but as the day goes on, and 25th it was been finally announced that will be a shutdown and there will be a lockdown. As educational institutions, we got an advantage because, see, I tell you honestly, in August 2019, Shimla University had adopted outcome-based education systems. And we have adopted, for achieving outcome-based education system, one LMS, learning management software, which has been basically developed by the Stanford University graduates. And we did that as a pilot project. So we had enough research and development for achieving outcome-based education and online education system. So then within a week, I realized that as a university, 80% of learning and teaching practices are already conducted by this ADIS platform, except the delivery of the, the live lectures. And immediately that time, we were also not organized. We have started and exploring the possibilities with Google and the Zoom, which we are talking, we sitting right now. And there are so many things have come through which we try to achieve the things. But what I have seen, this was my practical experience. What I have seen, within a 15 days, we started innovating the new methodologies, the new way through which virtually we can reach to our students, and virtually we can minimize the academic damage. And again, we are next 15 or 21 days, we were never knowing that this semester we would not be allowed to meet our students. We will not allowed to come to our campuses. And then, various other educational institutions, they have also started doing innovations. And I'm very thankful. I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic. The way the various educational institutions have come up, and including government organizations, government universities in Shimla, in Himachal Pradesh. I know a couple of the colleges. And in the next 1.5 months, they also started meeting and contacting and reaching to their students. And I tell you very important thing, like WhatsApp were used for, which was very popularly and accepted, and most of the people had the reach. And I have seen that the teachers who were never, no idea about the online learning and teachings, no even the kind of the concept as an educational institution, but they at an individual level also, they initiated, and then they started exploring. And I have seen the big kind of the changes throughout the countries, which Visjit has already talked with the help of LinkedIn and private educational institutions new, because we are facing competition all around the year. We are the self-sustained institutions. We are not, we are just regulated by the government, but we are not supported by the government. I'm very sorry with Amol. Basically, that is we had a meeting also with the UGC, with the private institutions. Nobody is understanding the challenges of the private education. Everybody is just blaming, everybody is looking with a suspicious, there is a category A and category B. Once you say that government university and private university, both universities are passed by the Legislative Act or the Parliament Act, but private is treated differently. And so that at the education policy I have gone through, it is silent. And basically I believe that regulating bodies should regulate, there is no problem, but they should be enabler. So what I'm trying to, why this Indian private education system have worked, and they have worked very hard to come up some way to reach the student, because we are working as a business entity. We don't have a single rupees of supports. We didn't get any kind of the packages which has been announced by the Honorable Prime Minister. They are, because this is educational institutions are coming in unorganized sector. There is nothing like that. So you are just guided. Everybody is issuing guidelines, and you are bound to follow, and there is no way. So what I mean to say, but I am very thankful the way various educational institutions, the bigger brands also, like the universities throughout the countries, they have learned. And they because, and this is the limitation of the private educational institution, but there is a flexibility also, because as a private institution we can explore on our own way, we can invest on our own way, whereas there is a limitation with the government, because they require so many approval and prior approval before doing any experimenting anything. So what I see, that there is a already paradigm shift has been achieved by the higher educational systems. And it is going in a very brighter sides, because that has created a transparency also. Automatically, once you automate anything, you use the technology, you wish or you don't wish, it will create some kind of the transparency. It will create some kind of the confidence, which I share with my university's experiment. We have achieved 90% attendance of the students through online mode. And it is a matter of the research. We have done primary research why such has been happened. Whereas we basically, in the real life campus, it is difficult to go beyond the 70 or 75%. So I believe that the students also have a flexibility. They have and then it's a lockdown, nothing, you have nowhere to go. So you are sitting at home, and then you try to use yourself, or you try to engage yourself in very meaningful way. So this is the thing which I am looking with this post-COVID kind of the challenges with the higher education system. And it is very noticeable that the LMS has flooded. Basically, every alternate day, the technology, the people have worked, they did the research, and they have come up so many plans. And it is not restricted with only the online delivery. Now they started that even the online classes, how to proctor the online classes, the best way to use the technology. So very nice thing has been done. And then what best part as a educationist I see, we remember 30 years before, the way the educational institutions and research were going on. So what were happening that with the advent of the internet, with the advent of the, I mean to say, this technology, and with the coming of the Google library, the research has been completely changed, because the, you know, it's at the tip of your finger. You have a so many information. So that I have seen some papers you want to refer, you go to the Nainital universities, and then you go to the various library in Kolkata also. And that was only source of means people were writing in the form of the letter to the various experts, and then they are getting views. But that has been totally transformed with the coming of the internet, with the email and so on. The best part which has come which has actually helping to the higher education, the learning and teachings and the research, is that that COVID is that online meeting. You see that today we are meeting and we are discussing, and before there was availability, but we have not explored and we have not actually experimented these things. And that is going to change the things in a very revolutionary way. And then I am very thankful to the UGC. Amol Saab is here. They have also come up. They have done a lot of work in this hard time, and lot of links were published by the UGC. Lot of guidelines were the with the UGC. UGC chairman himself has tried to meet with the all vice chancellor two couple of times, whereas you know, meeting with the vice chancellor in a year was a very big things, and whole UGC used to mobilize their resources. So this is a nice thing. I tell you that our university, we have explored the possibility of research with a number of universities which are available in the Europe and US and Australia. And before it, there was the possibilities, but basically it has not been explored. So this is one of the silver lining which I see, and it will over a period of time, it will be more refined, it will attain the more maturity, and it is going to change the education system. The recently the initiative by the NPTEL also is a very worth. And though I was expecting Amol Saab will tell that still it is a 20% is integrated with the system. Hopefully in a period of time it will be increased, and that is basically going to help to the researchers, to the teachers, and to the students also, because you have a choice. And let the larger universities or major stakeholders also participate, and they upload their contents, they upload their teaching material, and let the students should choose. And because sometimes compulsions give you opportunity. So I take it as a blessing in disguise, though we, you know, it's not a right sentence, but somehow education system, especially Indian education system, said, you see, I tell you, I have studied with the IITs. A lot of PhD Viva was due last 2 years, 1 year, 1.5 years. And the research scholars were facing, because, you know, it was quite difficult to get the exact the travel plan of the expert or examiners, maybe from South India to North India, North India, South India. Some of the universities are hiring the examiners from the abroad. So with the UGC, though it is a right now conditional, I don't know exactly the way the UGC and other regulating body is coming, but that has I have checked with IIT Guwahati. They're all backlog PhD Viva is over. The virtually they have been able to conduct all these things, and the research scholars who have already completed their work, their examination reports had already been submitted, and it was due because of the timings, because of the expert availability, because of the travel plan. So you see, this one thing is how much enabling to the education system, how much it is helping to the education system, how much it is bringing the shift into the education system. Similarly, the blended learning system has already been in new education policy already. They are advocating a blended learning system. It is very nice approach. And this blended learning system, because what I see, something which we have done that was under the compulsion. You don't have a choice. You have a lot of flexibility. and we don't know where we are moving. So the approach was that to minimize the academic loss, try to do whatever you can do, and try to minimize the academic loss. But the mature way the education system will evolve when we are exactly going to the blended learning system, where there are definitely certain online virtual kind of the learning and teaching practices, and there are certain contact hour, because there is no substitute of the campus. How much you talk about the technology, how much you talk about the virtual classroom, but there is no substitute of the exact contact hour, exact classroom learning and teaching practices. So it is never going to be changed. It will require also the developed countries like US and UK and the European countries were using it, but always there was a relevance of the campus. So this is what I see as a future of the Indian education systems. Lot of research publication has been published in COVID era, and right from China to the, I mean to say US and UK. And they have come up and they have done the research that how better way, how mature way the education system, especially higher education system, is going to adopt all kind of the technology to give a more transparency and I mean to say more facilities, flexibility to the students. So that's my point of view. The one thing is that I am taking this platform as an opportunity, because you have already the topic title was the paradigm shift in education and research post-COVID, and we are here to analyze it. But one thing which I see, you have mentioned that new education policy. I have not gone very exhaustively education. We are still making studies. Lot of, I mean to say, analysis report has been submitted. But I have gone through. What my point is that please don't, nobody should take it otherwise. I still, but discontent which I have expressed to you already, that okay, you, how much education policy you publish, it is all your will, how much you implement it. That's the important thing. That's the important thing, that we have to see that what kind of implementations we are achieving. We have experience of earlier also. Last, you took 33 years to change your education policy, which is a dynamic thing. And this is one thing. Then how much government want to deregulate? The problem is that still government talks about the transparency, governments talk about a lot of things, but still they want to regulate very closely. And that's the important thing. That's the matter of their intention. I don't know, because so far we have seen that everybody wants to just regulate, everybody want to keep in their hands. You see, there is a UGC, there is a state government commissions, there are so many regulating bodies, and so many guidelines are coming. Sometimes it is a contradictory in between them also. So that's very important point. It's all about intention, not publishing a draft or exact education policy. Thank you, Bisjit, and thank you to August Gathering to give us opportunity. APQL Simla University look forward for the change. We are already, as I explained you, that we have adopted and we got a advantage, because we did we were not knowing that COVID is going to come, and then we will actually require the things which we are doing in 2019, and that has helped us. And once again, greetings from the Shimla and Shimla University, and to all of you. Thank you, Ms. J.
Thank you, sir. You have already raised a very good points and also give a mileage about the concept focal theme of this event. So right now I am come to Professor J.P. Singh Jural sir to know about his views on this paradigm shift of education and research. Sir.
Dr. Biswajit, that the chairman or director general of the South Asian Institute for Developmental Research and Advanced Research and Development, Professor R.K. Chaudhary, Vice Chancellor, AP Goel University, Simla, Rahul Chakravarti from your organization, the technical advisor, my colleague from UGC, Dr. Anmol Andhare, although we till now we never ever met each other.
Yeah.
So good evening to all of you. So first of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Biswajit for organizing this panel discussion on a theme which is nowadays that is highly burning issue and also related with our higher education system. You see, I start from that if we go or observe the policy of the government of India, especially the MHRD since 2014, government is focusing and advocating for and also promoting the online education, mostly through that is the more popular, that is the MOOCs courses, EPG Pathshala, NPTL, Swayam Prabha, and I have no hesitation in saying that most of the universities were not coming forward to adopt this online mode of education. But all of a sudden, due to this COVID-19, when lockdown announced in the last week of March 2020, so on that time, semester was in the midway, and all we thought that within months or two, things would be all right, and we were waiting for just a formal opening of our educational institutions. We know that as on today, somewhere 35 crore students are registered for education from primary to higher education, and all the students are sitting at home. But with the passage of time, most of the institutions have started using the technology for imparting the teaching to the students, although there are certain that is the issues involved in it. A large set of the students belong to rural areas. They do not have the access, whether due to the computer, laptop, smartphone, or even say net connectivity. But even then, they're happy that all the organizations are working hard to reach with their students. Now, here two things are also here, that as I just saying that most of the institutions are trying hard to reach the students, but at the same time, some of the students are also preparing themselves for the future mode. What will happen when the new batch will come to our institution? So that is a challenge. Of course, in the present setup or scenario, there is no scope or possibilities that our institution will open. It's my personal observation that before the January, it's quite difficult. Now, again, the question is how to reach the students. So only, in my opinion, the only thing is that the blended mode of the teaching and learning, but also the examination system. Now for the blended mode, what to do? We require some platform. We require some teaching material that can be shared with the students. And third, the required access. So as far as this technology is concerned, Professor Chaudhary rightly mentioned about the LMS. Now, some of the institutions are developing their own LMS. Some of the institutions are customizing the available LMS in the market. And some of the institutions hire some agency for that purpose. So only LMS will not solve the purpose until unless the faculty members, they not come forward for adoption, for creation, and for dissemination of the teaching material. So for say, we are here, it is the Information Library Network Center. That is an autonomous inter-university center of University Grants Commission. We are serving the whole of the education institutions by way of providing communications, ICT-based technology, resources also. So during this COVID-19, we also here developed the ILMS, that is the Internet Learning Management System. We have taken that is the open access software Moodle, and we modified it, customized it as per the need of the institution. And as on today, Central University of Haryana, Central University of Gujarat, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar, University Rohtak are using this our ILMS, and near future 15 to 20 more universities are coming forward for this ILMS. Now, the advantage of the ILMS is this, because LMS this is a portal or platform where you can upload your material, right? So in our ILMS, we are taking the requirement of the university, requirement in terms of the courses. What are the courses being taught at that university? So we'll try to provide the course material which is already available in the EPG Pathshala related to the PG courses, and also trying to available other platforms, what are the course material available. So those courses and the material will be made available on the ILMS as per the requirement of that university. Now, what is the benefit here? Now here, there is a two-way communication between the student and faculty members. Teacher can take the assignment or say exam through ILMS. The students can submit their assignments. Even the marks of the grade can also be awarded through this ILMS. One more thing here, the teacher can upload any material related to teaching on this platform, LMS, whether it is handwritten, whether it is typed, whether it is text, whether it is audio, whether it is video, whatever the material related to their course content can be added this. So in the present circumstances, LMS is one of the best solution, and also you can say that the blended mode. You can also take the examination also. Now, the government is also focusing, supporting the institutions to come forward. And I may agree up to some extent, Professor Chaudhary, regarding that the But today he's sitting in the private institution. So naturally he has to think for that institution for the betterment and welfare. But as I personally understand, the funding agencies, accreditation agencies are not distinguished on the basis of the private and government, that the parameters are open to all. Anybody can come forward. So for example, that the institute, that the eminent institutions, government categorically decided the parameters, and that those parameters are open to all, come forward, compete, and even say the MOOCs courses also, because we are here, the partner on behalf of the UGC, we were dealing with these MOOCs courses. So daily I have to sign the bills and other things. I personally feel here the most of the private institutions are also that is the partner in developing the e-contents. Even at the before this new education policy, and that is during this COVID, government has announced already, I think, for the last year government announced and decided to go for the online education. Online means not that is the open distance learning. Online means complete degree awarding institutions through an online board. So last year government decided somewhere, I think 20 to 25 institutions, including some private institutions also. Yeah, the condition was some parameter was that some conditions were there. But during this, I think the lockdown, government also announced that the top 100 universities on the basis of the NIR ranking be allowed to go for the online education. And I'm sure, I think among these 100 institutions, around 20% of that is the belong to private, that is the part of institutions. So in my opinion, only even after the COVID also, the best that the method of teaching learning will be the blended mode only. Without using technology, nothing can be achieved. And one more thing also, that there is a generally, I think, wrong perception among the teaching fraternity that with the introduction of this online education, there will be a job cut for the teaching fraternity. But I am sure no. There will be more opportunity for teachers, more opportunity for the other persons involved in the higher education. And other things are also there, that in the, you see, there are times when in the education systems, what are the online material or what are the open access material or what are the material in the short form were available to the institutions that were restricted for use only in the library. Then after some time, when the facility provided to the different departments through local area network, then later on, this facility was extended through this Wi-Fi. It means students and faculty members can use this facility throughout any time or any place in the campus. But during this COVID, or even when the faculty member is traveling or sitting at home, he or she is not residing in the campus. The students are not residing in the hostel, they are at home. How could they access? So there is need of remote access. Remote access means that the stakeholder must have the access while traveling throughout the globe. So there are some softwares companies are providing this facility, but the sitting from here in film center. We are providing this facility to each and every institution, whether it is private, whether it is government. There is no disparity in the name of the private or government. We are providing this facility from here, free of cost. We are not charging anything. That is the only thing that is the in fact that our federation, you have to join our federation. That this thing. Second, one more thing also, that we are also, our team is working hard, because you see, as of now, different or say the e-contents are available, but on different platforms. And for a student, it's become quite difficult to search the content as per his or her choice. So our team is working hard. That is the One India, One Content, where all the content available at different platforms will be made available at one platform. And again here, that is the student can search. Search will be provided based on the subject, paper, discipline, like that. So a student will not waste his or her time for searching the whole, that is the text. So that is also, I think, this there. And one more thing, that is the also, I think UGC already recommended, I think, or I think so, formal, I think, order is received or not, I'm not sure, but that the, because MOOCs, online courses are there, and till now only 20% credits can be taken through MOOCs. Now I'm sharing one figure. As on date, in India, 1,000+ institutions are there, including all sectors. And out of 1,000+ institutions, only somewhere 160 universities are have already been adopted this MOOCs, and other institutions are till now not adhering this MOOCs. But I think UGC recommended, I think up to 40% the credits can be taken through MOOCs. So without taking much time, I will say only thing that the future of education in India is only with the use of the technology, with the use of this online resources. We have to more focused on developing e-content. If I'm a teacher, I'm teaching in my university any paper in the classroom mode, then why I cannot develop e-content only for that course? Maybe in the first phase, some PDF format only, text only. Second phase, maybe the video content. So we always cite an example for the Western countries. Even in India, some of the institutes, when we see, every teacher has the web page and their institutional website. On the web page, they have their own download material. I am a teacher. I forget to LMS other things, technology. As an institution, I open my web page on my institution website, and I know what to teach. I have already posted on that website all the material. Text is there, audio is there, video is there, assignments are there, questions are there, each and everything is there. I just announced in the class, okay, this unit will be open for discussion from this date, I have given you 1 week time, take material from that website, go home, study, and we'll have the discussion in the class. Why not? Hardly, I think 1 or 2% institutions are using this technology in India. But when we go in Western countries, it's the formal way of teaching there. So, only thing that we must come forward and utilize this COVID time, must that the grab the opportunity to develop ourselves for future. With these words, I end here, and my best wishes to Dr. Biswajit for his organization and his team. And as far as this AP Goel University Simla is concerned, I have not seen this university, although I have been in Himachal for almost 10 years. Mr. Chaudhary, are you hearing?
Yeah, it's in Shimla only.
Simla where?
Largely known as a Shimla University, APG Shimla. It was established in 2012.
Where? Which area?
It is in Pantha Ghati, you know, Sargin in Shimla.
Okay.
It's spread over 41.5 hectares land.
Okay.
Plus green environment.
I have been there.
Established in 2012.
Okay, I have been there in Solan for 10 years.
Okay.
Somewhere 89 to 98.
Okay.
So I was there.
I belong to Solan only.
Which place?
No, Solan, we have a house in the city itself.
Which area?
It's a Saprun.
Oh, okay, Saprun. Yeah. Right, good. When I joined this, I was in the Parmar University.
Okay.
So when I joined the Parmar University in 89, so first I took house in Saprun, that is housing colony Saprun.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Biswajit, for inviting me here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing a very good and innovative and resourceful speech. It will come out. I would like to say one thing, that on behalf of SciAd, after this lockdown period, we have developed online digital learning platform of SciAd, and on April, just after the lockdown. And after that, we have announced that if any persons would like to associate with us with some innovative courses, and that should be a skill development and entrepreneurship related courses, so they may join. We have the permission to certify their courses, and they can be join us as the SciAd course manager. And within the advertisement, within 3 days, we got 22 innovative courses like digital marketing, different courses, even geoinformatics, entrepreneurship development program, even language also. We have already added, advertised different courses like language and all that. So, and this is one kind of starting several courses which is basically industry oriented or skill based, as well as it will also help some employment opportunities by this 22%, for this 22%, sorry. So that's why we will start. Even we have also associated with the different universities, and they have signed MOU with us, and in collaboration with them we are continuously doing some training workshops, faculty development programs, even not only in Indian universities but also international universities. Just we have finished an international faculty development program in collaboration with the Kabul University, Afghanistan. So we are also trying to support our Indian education system. And also, thank you, sir. And now I am come to Dr. Amol Adhare, sir, because he is also one of the authority in case of UGC sector also. And right now, I would like to know two things from you, sir. That is the paradigm shift in education and research, and the new and the new education policy. If you kindly say something by blending these two concepts, please, sir.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Biswajit Roy Chaudhary, Chairman SciAd. Thank you for inviting me for this nice gathering. I extend my sincere best wishes to Professor Ramesh Ji Chaudhary, Shimla University. I extend my best wishes to Durel Saab uh, for blessing this particular platform with their presence. I congratulate Sayad for choosing a very nice topic uh, in the recent times. It's a very uh, much apt topic, that is paradigm shift in education and research, a post-COVID analysis. It's a matter of very interest that in the modern day education, the six main aspects are determining the quality education. The six aspects are curriculum and learning objectives, the learning material, the pedagogic process, the classroom assessment framework, the teacher support in the classroom, and the school leadership or college leadership and management development. Out of these six aspects, key aspects are greatly affected in the wake of COVID. These three aspects are nothing but the pedagogic process, the classroom assessment framework, and teacher support in the classroom. Evolve and emerge stronger from this pandemic, the sector is already experimenting a few groundbreaking experiments, some of which may be said to bring about paradigm shift in the sector forever. Pedagogical delivery and assessment is a key aspect. The online mode of delivery has become a main channel of instruction, and in this particular aspect, many e-contents are being developed by the faculty members, by many of the researchers, and they are being published, they are being uploaded for the benefit of the student. Students should definitely take a benefit of all these online available material, and in due course of time, with the use of modern tools, virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, machine learning, the contents could be developed, and we could definitely reach to the minds of the students in a deeper sense. The aim of such type of development of e-content is to stimulate and bring some changes in the thought process of the students. The most important other aspect is the assessment of the students. The project submission and the online interaction with the students could help a lot, and the teachers are following all these practices for the betterment and for the proper assessment of the students. Next aspect is teacher support. The teachers are well equipped with a positive thought and with a positive mindset. The teachers are definitely stimulated to bring a good quality of e-content. Teacher's role in the class is totally supportive and guiding as opposed to leading the classroom. Now, the teacher's role is prime important in due course of time. They will have to evaluate the students accordingly so that they can bring the best out of the students. I, on behalf of UGC, will say that the Digital India initiative of the government is being followed and promoted by UGC in a which is a very vital instrument for solving the present crisis due to COVID-19. Few of the initiatives which we had followed are Swayam Prabha. 32 educational DTH channels are there to telecast the curriculum based courses. The MOOCs courses are there, e-Pathshala is there, and NPTEL courses are also there. So with these particular resources available online, the student should definitely grab uh, the content and make a best out of it. Teachers are also empowered to publish their e-content so that the students could be benefited in a deeper sense. Now, the most important thing here, the new education policy, which is a very promising policy, which is a very beneficial policy, which is a very innovative policy. Government, the educationists had contributed a lot, and this particular policy focuses on the skill development of the students. Multidisciplinary education could be facilitated with this particular type of policy. Education is being provided in 8 regional languages, and now the students could get the content, the gist of that topic in a very deeper sense, as they very much understand their mother tongue, as they very much understand their real regional language. There is flexibility of these subjects being selected by the students. Now, suppose if a student wish to have a career in the printing technology, definitely he should have the knowledge of calligraphy, definitely he should have the knowledge of Corel Draw and many more tools. So now he could be able to select the related subjects from a basket. So this is the flexibility of selection of the subjects and pursue his higher education. The technology enabled education has brought a drastic revolution, and it would be a very fruitful revolution in due course of time. The platform like Swayam Prabha, they are being extensively used, and UGC has been promoting these particular platforms, MOOC courses, and extensive use of these platform has been uh, explored by the students. In these particular difficult times of COVID, I appreciate the steps taken by the government the universities, the higher education, they are promoting the good e-content. They are all the and Vishwajit for giving me this opportunity to speak on this platform. Mr. Vishwajit.
Yes, sir. Due to some technical errors, issues are there. So, hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, okay. Sir, right now, there's a thank you for your wonderful speech. And now we come to
Yeah.
the point that is the
Hmm?
entrepreneurship development. Hello,
Yeah, yeah,
sir. Is it over? Because due to some technical error, I could not find at the last.
yeah,
Hello, Amol sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Is your lecture
yeah,
is
yeah.
over?
So my emphasis is on skill development. The new education policy promotes on the skill development. The multidisciplinary education is being promoted. The students are more students would be more tempted to become employable, and they are supposed to become a capable entrepreneur, job giving people. They should
Yes.
be job giving people. Now with the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat, our Prime Minister is promoting this Atmanirbhar Bharat. With this particular notion, we definitely have to work hard to make the students employable and uh, make the students entrepreneur that our Indian economy, Indian scenario will grow, and further higher education would be available in India itself. Foreign students should come to our place, and they should learn with the implementation of this Atmanirbhar Bharat, and then we will be growing leaps and bounds. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I come to the point, that is the incubation center. It's an entrepreneurship skill development incubation center. These are the 3 points. So with this, I would come to Professor Chaudhary, sir. Sir, as an administrator of an university, your university is doing lots of work. What I have visited in your website also, and I saw, and you are also quite active and dynamic in the different relevant and time-related issues and topics also. So in that entrepreneurship and incubation center related part or the skill development related part, how your university will move on, or what are the thinkings in future?
See, thank you, Mr. Chaudhary. Uh, Dr. Amol has rightly raised the issues, and I'm very happy the way he has explained about the new education policy and government's understanding that we have to focus on the employability skills. Skills means once we talk about the skills, it's employability skills. And you know, the catastrophe the Indian technical education has met. I remember there was a time, if I'm not mistaken, 4,000 engineering college has been opened by All India Council of Technical Educations. And the only things, we all know the fate of all these colleges. And now this AICT is further going to be merged with the UGC also, which was long pending. Even with the Supreme Court judgment also, somehow it has not happened. So the thing which was missing was the employability skills, basically, and it has been commented by industrialists. And basically, they felt that the Indian graduates are not employable. They are not ready to for the industry's challenges. And that was the time when we were basically forced to introspect, forced to see where is the missing point. And somehow, like the 4 years graduations durations has been now uniformly going to be implemented. That will also help to adopt the modules which will help in basically employment of the students. As universities, we are basically focusing on improving the employability of the students. And for that, our university has done, we know the attributes for the undergraduate studies. Any students are joining any undergraduate program, irrespective of the technical or non-technical, there are certain expected things a undergraduate students or graduate students are supposed to exhibit after passing out. And that is that as a university we have to take care. So what we have done, we have come up with the foundation course, like first year, if it's a 4-year program, then there is a first year, and even 3 years program, there is a first year. Now it will be 4 years in coming time. So if you go to see the best university of UK or the US, and they have a progression path. They start after schooling. They start with the foundations where basically they are more focusing on the employability skills of the students. There are certain model which is common, almost common, irrespective of the program, like the communication skills, the business skill, entrepreneurship skills, management skills, the certain aptitude kind of the skills. These are very common things, whether you have done graduation in the history or you have done your engineering program. As a graduate, you are supposed to exhibit. As a graduate, you are supposed to possess all these skills, and then only you can meet the industries. So as we have, I just told you that what we did, we have a progression path where gradually Dr. Amol Saab was also talking, and JP Singh was also talking. The pedagogy, you have to find out the right modules you have to choose out, and the way like you create a foundations among the students, and then gradually you develop the problem solving approach of the students. They should be industries looking at a graduate who can basically solve the problem. They should come with the I mean to say solutions of the challenges which the industries are facing. And then basic corporate etiquettes, attitude, the corporate environment. As a undergraduate, you must be aware and you must be ready to adapt very quickly. Those days are gone when the public sector units were hiring the engineers, and 1 year they were devoting for the training to the engineers, where managerial skills and other things were teaching. The private industries, private organizations are not in positions to invest in all these things. So they are expecting from the university that you should produce the employable graduates. You should produce the graduates which are ready to run, which are ready to take the challenges of the industries, and they are productive right from the beginning. So that's why, I remember when these all Indian PSUs and other things had a very long plan of 1 year where you are developing. Already the people have come from the 4 years training program and almost everything, and then you are giving. So there is no training in private industry. It's orientation. They call it as orientation. They call it as inductions. With a quick 1 week inductions, they are expecting that you are understanding the problem and coming with the solutions. As universities, yeah, of course, we have taken initiative of the incubation center also. Couple of we have already with Calcutta one we are doing with the Jadavpur universities, where we are collectively we are doing in the field of science and other things, our universities in satellite program. So this is the every except the incubation center, you have the entrepreneurship cell is very important. To have a real entrepreneurship cell are required to be in the universities, because once we are talking about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, and we are looking at graduates who are not only looking for the employment, but going for the employment generations, where how we can achieve the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Why our graduates are not coming with daring to take the entrepreneurship? Because it is a skills is missing. They are not daring because they are not exposed, they have not been trained. And we as university, we have opened the entrepreneurship cell, and where basically we are giving. I was earlier also vice chancellor in the Indore. There also I took a this initiative. We have a there I created a center of excellence, because here, last 6 months things are totally different. Once we are coming to the normalcy, then there are a lot of plan. But there is an incubation center, there is a entrepreneurship shell is there. And then what my understanding is that every including government university and institution, they have a placement cell. What they call it as a corporate relation center, they call it as a but there is a big gap, there is a communication gap. The student and parents as well, all the stakeholders are looking with this placement cell as a placement bureau. That is where basically we have been failed, and that where we have not been meet expectations, and that has generated a frustrations. We have to make understand as a stakeholder that we are the train, we are imparting training. We are not any educational institutions are not running placement cells where you will guarantee the placement. We have to focus on the skills. We will transfer you skills, we will make you employable. That's our challenges. And as a placement sales, as a corporate relation center, of course, this will be interface where they will understand the industry's requirement, and accordingly they will impart training to the students, so that which I was talking to you, that they are ready to give the results. So that's my understanding, Mr. Chaudhary, and I hope that a lot of things has been done, a lot of good things has been noticed, and in coming time we look forward with the new education policies and Government of India initiative, basically this Atmanirbhar Bharat, or improving the entrepreneurship, improving the research and development. And not only Atmanirbhar Bharat, our Honorable Prime Minister is equally focusing on the quality of Atmanirbhar Bharat. That's very important. You were also earlier, now you see, earlier also we were coming, the toys were always in India, indigenously. And all of a sudden China came and it was flooded with the Chinese toys, and our kids were habituated with this thing. But if we were, when we were the children, we have also enjoyed with these games and these toys that was indigenously developed. But what I mean to say, these sectors have basically not developed the quality one. You have to compete with the world. This is a, how much you talk about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, but this is a global world where we exist. You cannot restrict. How much time you will restrict? After COVID, again, people will start moving, mobility will start, people will seeing, looking, and people will choose the best one. The just sense of the patriotism will definitely help us, but you have to focus on the quality of the product, quality of the services, quality of the, I mean to say, things, and that will help us to achieve real Atmanirbhar Bharat. And then only you can, not only you will manufacture the things, you will be able to export the things also. Thank you, Mr. Chaudhary.
Thank you, sir. Now I am come to Professor Jurel, sir. Sir, you have also taken very important parts in your life through in a University of Jammu as an HOD, then convener, dean, UGC HRDC director, and right now you become director of the Fitness Center. So this new normal education system, that is the new normal era, what I am telling right now after the COVID situation, because the whole platform is become open after coming this digital learning era platform, because students can hear anybody's lecture, even a faculty has to improve themselves into the global level. So do you think that this new education policy, which is a very rightly timely decisions, I what I'm thinking in the government of India, so in case of curriculum development, there should be some change, because in focusing Atmanirbhar Bharat, entrepreneurship development, skill development, whatever the concepts government of India has bring in front of us. So whenever in new education policy we implement, then there should be some education curriculum should be changes in the curriculum system. So,
You see, there are two things. That is the first, that is the curriculum development, and second, that is the new education policy, right? So as far as new education policy is concerned, although there are a lot of changes, and more focused on that is the diversity in the choosing the subjects, more flexible, moving one stream to another stream. Also, flexibility up to certain time, you can work in some industry, some organization, have an experience, and come back further for completion of the studies. So naturally, and another aspect that here is the no boundary, means if a person wants to opt mathematics or say geology along with history or sociology, so this new education policy allows the students to opt for any subject. And also government is focusing on the skill development. So it means definitely there is need for developing the curricula based on the requirement of the industry, not keeping in the Indian perspective also, but also at global level. What are the emerging areas coming? And another thing that we require definitely, that is the curriculum development and the also the education institutions for providing the vocational education, because as on today, everybody is running to acquire the degree, whether BA or BSc or MA or MSc or MCom on the other degrees. So new education policy is more focused on the vocational system of education, so that the student may get chance to work in the industry on the basis of his or that is the vocational training. Now see, why is this happening? I share you only the some figures, roughly, not exact. As on date, as far as the technical education is concerned, somewhere the total intake capacity is 41 or 42 lakh of all the institutions in India, including government and private sector. But last year data is somewhere, I think, only 18 or 19 lakh students were able to get the institutions, but that is the admitted. It means we can say that somewhere more than 50% seats were lying vacant. If you go further, out of this 19 to 20 lakh students, in the last, only 14 lakh students are able to qualify the for final degree. And out of these 14 lakh students, only again 50%, 5 to 6 lakh or 7 lakh students are able to find placements. Now see, it means we are able to provide, out of this 20 lakh only, we are provided allowed 6 or 7, means 30, also 33% students the placements. Now where the other students are going, right? Now, if you go to other side, at present, our country's GR is, that is 26.8%. It means out of the total students who are passing their 12th examination, we are admitting only 26 or 27 students in the higher education. I'm not discussing the outcome of these 26 or 27 students out of 100 in the higher education. You just think, what about the remaining 74 students? What are they doing? So, in my opinion, the present government has done a wonderful job by thinking or by bringing this new education policy, focusing on both terms simultaneously, that is, by increasing the GER in the coming years. Second, by providing the vocational education to the youth, so that they can get their jobs, they can work their own jobs, for they can create the job for others also, and also they will not run for simply acquiring the higher education. So definitely there will be need for upgrading curriculum, bringing new subjects combinations also, that is the multidisciplinary approach, practical approach, One more thing, that is the concept of the internship is today applicable only in the technical institutions. That too in the final year, either write the project or go to the industry. But what about the other students? They are simply doing masters or simply graduation. Again, this government, the present government, is working hard to provide internship to each and every students and linking this internship to their course curricula. Or even so, say if a particular students decided to work for full semester in the industry, so definitely he will earn the credits, and the credits will count it towards the final award of degree. One more point here, why I'm so flexible? Not necessary that a student will go for the 3 or 4 year. So there will be a flexible exit system will also be there. If the students not able to continue after 1 year due to one or another reason, he or she will be awarded some certificate or diploma. Means he or she can leave in between the course of study. So both at the level of the education institutions and also in the industry, there will be opportunities. Now, one more thing you see, why you see when you go for the studying the past, I think 10 to 15 years, large number of autonomous colleges are coming. Autonomous for what? Autonomy means they are in the private sector. They are running their colleges. They are managing the financial resources, not taking anything from government. So autonomy means they can design, develop, offer their new courses and curricula, which are not generally being run by any institution. Now, as per this new policy also, when you will say that the 3 types of institutions in the higher education, that is the universities based on research, second based on that is teaching, focus on teaching, and third that is we are, I think, new education policy, but the new education policy, you will convert these the colleges or the degree awarding colleges in the autonomous institutions, so they can award their degree their own self. It means they will be free from any that the university or the system. They will be free to design or develop their own courses. Naturally, because everybody will go for research job, so they will have to come forward. They will have to come for the survival or for their existence also, whether it is government or private, to develop new courses, to develop new curriculum, have the linkage with the industry, regular interaction with the industry, internship with the students, because without these ingredients, it will not be possible for any student or any institution to provide the quality education to the students so that they can earn the bread and the butter. They can also create jobs for others also. So these are my points only.
Thank you, sir, for your nice presentation and also nicely explained uh, the questions of the curriculum design, rethinking of curriculum design also. Now I'm come to Amol Adhare, sir, and after that we will go for our next discussion forum. That is the sir, new
One more
normal.
thing, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Chaudhary, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Chaudhary,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I seek your pardon because I have to go to somewhere. So please, I would like to here leave this meeting.
I
So
understand.
nice to meet Dr. Chaudhary, Dr. Anmol, Dr. Chakravarti, and also Biswajit. That is the face-to-face meeting. We are first time meeting face-to-face,
Thank you.
and
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
and my best wishes to your institution and hope to meet you in future in that is the physical mode.
I look
Sure,
forward
definitely,
to.
sir.
And one more thing, Dr. Chaudhary, for your university, whatever you would like to that we have and that the facility from our institute, the information center, most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Ask your team to contact us. We're happy to
Sure,
serve
sure.
you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, uh, right now we are also getting one resource person, Professor Lokesh Srivastava, sir, on behalf of Rani Durgavati University, because Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, will not be able to join due to some technical issues. Sir, good evening and thank you for joining with us in this paradigm shift in education and research discussion, panel discussion forum. So now without wasting time, I'm going to Amol Adhare, sir. Sir, new education policy.
Yeah.
So is there any similarity? And before just, if you kindly brief some, because our also some queries have we have come, we got some queries that is about new education policy. Just briefly describe what are the new education policy, and after that you will go to the new normal education and the relationship new normal education and new education policy. Sir.
Yeah. Now, as discussed by Professor Jurel, this particular education policy is bringing a very good exposure to all the disciplines. It is bringing all the flavor uh, as far as education catering to the students is concerned. This particular education policy focuses on multidisciplinary education, skill development, and in the regional languages, the uh, knowledge can be transferred to the students. There is a flexibility in the selection of these subjects, and students can pursue their higher education in these particular domain. It is a technology-enabled education system, and extensive use of the technology would take place uh, for sharing the knowledge by the faculty members to the students. With the help of see, I am happy to inform you that in this new education policy, right in the sixth standard, the students are being sent for internship. So this internship could be done at any place. If a student is interested in having painting, uh, making his career in a painting, or he wished to have his career in painting, definitely he would build his interest right from the sixth standard. So with the internship, these particular students could be more competent so that they can build their skills right from the childhood. Now, in due course of time, he would grow like anything when he would pursue his higher education or for the bachelor's degree. This particular initiative by the government has a very important thought given, and with this particular aspect, the students could be made more competent and more employable, and they can start their business entrepreneur. They could become the entrepreneur, and even they can grow. They can make their career in depth in the particular domain in which he is interested. So new education policy focuses on all these aspects, which are very much uh, in detail, so that the career of the student, higher education, could be in depth received by the students. So multidisciplinary approach, the latest developments could be obtained from by the students from the industries in which they work. The latest things could be grasped by the students, so that a good career could be shaped and the students could become employable, and they could start their own venture. So likewise, the new education policy has brought a drastic change in the education system, and now the institutions, the higher education institutes, would uh, build competencies in their students. And with this particular theme, with this particular uh, theme, definitely the skill development would be uh, more strengthened. So with this particular new education policy, a good sound education system could be developed, and a strengthful pillar could be supporting the education system. And we can wish a very bright future for our students, for our faculties. Even the faculties could also be making their careers. They can progress, they can make progress in their field of interest. They can have the research, they can have fundings, they can have many more benefits out of this new education policy. With this, I say that the new education policy is very beneficial for the students, for the faculties, and also for the institutions, because the institution would also get some fundings from the government and even the regulatory bodies. Vishwajit?
Thank you, sir, for sharing your views. Now we are going to our next discussion forum. That is we have got some queries from our participants by mail also. Sir, I'm coming to first our honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir Ramesh Chaudhary, sir. Sir, entrepreneurship development, your university's role in entrepreneurship development. And also you kindly focus on the role of other university. What should be the role of other universities or academic institutions for entrepreneurship development?
Basically, once we talk about the entrepreneurship, actually, as a country, we are looking forward to the graduating students to come up as a venture and job creator instead of looking job seekers. And what I told you already, as universities, in the foundations course, which is common throughout all the program, we are introducing one modules which is known as entrepreneurship skills, and where actually we are giving understanding to the students what actually the entrepreneurship is there, and we are trying to create awareness, we are trying to create interest among the students. This is one thing initially we are doing. And then gradually what happened that we have another one modules also and a kind of training where exactly we are imparting training to the students if they are really opting and thinking to have their own startup, how exactly they can start. This is the thing, right from the getting assistance from the bank, right from the getting advantage of the government policies and by this promotions of this entrepreneurship thing. And then the real challenges, basically, if you're starting any enterprises. So this is the one practical aspects where we they have been trained and they have been ready to meet the challenges. Then the best part is that you have to handhold your students who are coming out and opting for the entrepreneurship. You should not finish as a university just to give them one or two modules and teach them, and then they have passed and they have earned the credit. That is not actually going to help you. you have a professional entrepreneurship cell inside your universities, and then you give target to the entrepreneurship shell also, that how many startup actually has been started, and in initial phases you require to handhold these people who are actually thinking to a startup. That's the important thing, because they are as a passing out of the graduates, if you for some time, for 6 months or next 1 year or next 2 years, somehow you are in terms of the there any real life challenges, you are solving and helping them. This is one thing. And then as entrepreneurs should work in a very professional manner. You should be in touch with the industries also. You should be in touch with the banking sector also. You should be registered and in loop with the various government agency as well, who are really coming up and helping up for these startup projects, and helping to your passing out graduates. This is the thing which you can do. Then what you have to go beyond this initiative also. Sometimes as university you can do partnership also with this startup, and partnership of the research, partnership of arranging some funds also, and partnership to monitor for sometimes certain things also. And if something it's a startup with the research and development, safeguarding the interest of the startup by helping them in registering patent, registering the marks and other things is very much required. So this is one thing I look forward as a my universities, as our university. But I believe a couple of universities I know they are doing very good, and now these entrepreneurship cells are not to be judged based upon the number of training or number of modules you have done. This should be judged kind of the startup basically you have been able to create and make it successful. And those startup which has been done next should be monitored for next 5 years. So the ultimate objective is that to promote the Atmanirbhar Bharat, to promote the startup, to create the jobs. Already JP Singh was talking the gap 41 lakhs, and then I know basically Indian industries is not in positions when everything were very optimal. It was booming. Then also it has given more than 6 lakhs job to the technical people there, and where we were producing 40 lakhs people's seats are there, and then so that is not my part. But we as a have to understand that it basically where we are failing in India, it always used to finish with the drafting of policy. It always used to finish with the releasing of the policy. It always used to be at a very theoretical level where university are just running a modules, or they have incorporated in the course curriculum, and that's all. You are saying that I have my commitment for the entrepreneurship finished, but this approach will not give you much result. You have to go beyond this approach, and which I had talked to you, collaborations, partnership, hand-holding, monitoring, and looking forward to exactly achieving the objective for these things. Thank you, Mr. Chaudhary. And how long we will, this is going to be this session?
Just, sir, 10 minutes, within 10 minutes we will finalize. And now Professor Lokesh Srivastava sir has joined with us on behalf of Rani Durgavati University, and DC sir will not be able to join due to some technical issues. Sir will convey some message on behalf of Srivastava sir. Sir, please. Sir, your microphone is mute. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Good evening, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. Chaudhary. I am Dr. Lokesh Srivastava, Head of the Department of Geography, Rani Durgavati University. Our Vice Chancellor, Honorable Professor Kapil Dev Mishra, was here. He was trying to join this webinar, but unfortunately, some technical problem. He could not connect with the this webinar through his computer. So he has given a message to you and Professor Dr. Chaudhary. He has conveyed good wishes for this webinar. and conveyed all the best for this to me. So I am conveying you for that.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
very much. Thanks a
Def-
lot.
Definitely, he will join with us in next. And just I would come to finish at the point, asking the question, sir, what is the future of digital education according to Amol Adhare, sir?
What is the future? The future is bright as far as digital education is concerned, and now the digital education is growing leaps and bounds. Definitely, the e-contents are more being published. Now, the our institutes of excellence, they are coming in a great way, so that the knowledge could be percolated to the masses. The Institute of Excellence, they are the stakeholders right now, but that is to be precipitated in the masses. So these digital platforms would definitely help in providing the knowledge to the masses. So these institutes of excellence and the professors at higher uh, at the institutes, they could be mentors for all the teachers as well as students. And definitely, we can bring a very drastic change. We can expect a very drastic change in near future. And with the integration of the vocational education and the professional education, definitely we can, with the platform of digital education, definitely we can expect much more uh, growth in the education system. Institute of the Institute of Excellence definitely could play a role. A major stake is with them, so that they can upbring the hidden talent of the faculties in the universities and other institutes. So, with their guidance, with their mentoring, with their support, much more good things could happen, much more good research could be done. As rightly pointed out by Professor Jurel, the National Depository is there with them. So the National Depository, the research papers, the books could be definitely explored by the researchers from the universities and the other institutes. So this is one of the best platform, digital platform, is one of the best platform, and students as well as faculty can make a good thing out of it. So in future, definitely we can expect a very good, fruitful outcome of this particular digital platform. And extensively it is to be utilized. And now the concept of e-office is also there. So a transparent system could be developed with this digital platform. Definitely, it's a very nice thing which is happening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again on behalf of SIAD. I would like to give once again a very good thanks, because you have solved a many questions, because there are lots of questions in paradigm sheet. What will be the, and through this discussion, I hope our participants will get some solve their queries. And because we already saw there are several parties and lots of participants are congratulate our program events and our resource persons versions too. And with that, and hope we you will also associate with us in future also, as Amol Adare sir is also associated right now. Ramesh sir, we are talking so much in over phone, but this is the first time we are meeting some, and hope this will continue in future. And with your blessings, with your assistance, we can also do some these type of academic activities for our students, faculties, and all the academic lovers also. And I would request one more thing, that these news channels, Sayed Maharshi News Channel, is particularly we have developed for sharing these academic and intellectual activities and that. And I will be very happy if you also share, if it is possible for you, share this channel, as that your students, your faculties can also get some knowledge, different knowledge, as Ramesh Chaudhary sir has also told that he is also visited in our channel. So with this, once again, thank you, sir, for joining with us, for giving your valuable time with us. and hope we will get your assistance in future.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of
Thank
you.
Okay, sir.
And see you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Chaudhary ji.
Thank you, sir.
you.